Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Sense and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I ran across a deal that I wanted to share with you, and it is from the house of Carolina Herrera, or CH is probably an easier way of saying that since my accent is way off, or Carolina Herrera, if you want to say it in the English way. CH Prive stands still yet today as being one of the best modern man's masculine, charismatic, spicy, semi-sweet, boozy, leathery fragrances in my rotation. It's just an all-around crowd-pleasing, mass-appealing fragrance that has just about everything that you would like in it. Still got that oomph and that boost to your confidence that we want from masculine men's fragrance today. Still has it in it. It was originally formulated back, I believe, in 2009. It was originally created, and this newer version was launched in 2015. So it's just over 5 years old. So it's not new enough to where everyone is wearing it, yet it's not old enough to where it's outdated. It's something that you still, like, if we're able to walk around in the mall as recently as 6 months ago or more, you don't always smell it. And it's kind of one of those rare smells. You're not being unique by wearing it, but it still has kind of that bad boy vibe to it. And interesting use of that phrase, bad boy. We're going to get to that here in just a moment. But the kit deal that I wanted to share with you is the 100 ml bottle of CH Prive, and it also has an additional 100 ml bottle of shaving balm. That's pretty good. Usually in kits like this, now this is online, it's called a travel kit. Usually in kits like this, you get just some sampling bottle, but this is not a sampling bottle. It's actually a full, it matches the juice, and it's 100 ml, or if you don't want to use the imperial system, the US system is 3.4 ounces of shaving balm along with 3.4 ounces of juice. So that's, in my book, is actually a pretty good deal. And it's less than $2 more, right? So it's just under $2 for the actual 100 ml bottle by itself. So I thought that was cool. And you also get this really cool presentation and package. So if you wanted to purchase it as a gift for someone, it's already wrapped, basically. Or if you just wanted it for yourself, it comes in a really nice presentation, a nice box, and I'm going to unbox it for you today and show you what it looks like. You can decide if this is something that you want. Again, I highly recommend, if you're re-upping, which is what I'm doing. This is my second bottle. I ran out of the first because I had a smaller bottle. Getting the 100 ml bottle along with the shaving balm, I recommend getting it in the kit. Now, anytime I get ready to purchase a fragrance, part of my due diligence is to get on the internet, find out what online discounters have it on sale, and where I'm going to be able to best get it. Now, first of all, I checked out fragrance.net, checked out Maxaroma, checked out perfume.com, and last but definitely not least, FragranceX, which is where I found the deal. Now, there are a couple of outlier websites like Amazon. I do call them outlier because I don't necessarily consider them discounters because they deal in so many different products and not specifically fragrance. So I will check out Amazon, eBay, and Walmart.com. I did find it cheaper at Walmart.com. I'll show you a screenshot of that. I'm not naysaying purchasing anything from Walmart.com. My last two experience, my first two orders from Walmart.com were both wrong. I ordered First Instinct Extreme, and they sent me First Instinct, and I ordered a discontinued fragrance, Dolce & Gabbana's The One Gentleman, and they sent me Dolce & Gabbana The One, which I already have. I already had both of the ones that they sent me. The first one I just went ahead and kept, and I ate it. I thought, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and keep it. Because I really like First Instinct and wanted to have a backup bottle. Nothing wrong with having a backup bottle. But with the one, I already have more of it than I'll probably ever use. So this one I'm going to have to deal with having them send me a return form to ship it back, and it's a headache. If you've ever run into that, it's kind of a headache. First world problem, sure, but it's still a headache and a hassle. So I don't always recommend dealing with companies that do more than one thing, right? Because that's easier for mistakes to be made than a specific company dealing only with fragrances. And honestly, I've never had a single mistake out of FragranceX. I have had some little bit of issues with fragrance.net, but FragranceX or perfume.com, never. And I think it's a really good deal. Now, you're only going to be saving a few bucks, like $4 or $5, but hey, in today's economy, $4 or $5, that's gas in your car, that's bread in your fridge, Yes, I refrigerate bread. Bread on your shelf. It could canned goods, whatever you could spend it on. So every dollar, every penny definitely helps. So I wanted to share the savings on with you. But let's go ahead and check out the presentation. We'll get into the box and we'll look at the shaving balm along with the actual bottle of CH Prive in case you've never actually seen a bottle of it. I'm going to take this out. Okay, let's go ahead and take that cellophane off in one fell swoop. I do like that you've got the CH logo here. On the bottom, you've got a lot of product information. You can kind of see off, and I'll pull back a little bit so you can see all of that. You can see that you've got 3.4 or 100 ml per bottle. So you've got the juice 100 ml, you've got the Aftershave Balm 100 ml, you've got batch codes, product information, product ingredients listing, just all kinds of cool stuff on the bottom. On the very back, you've got a photographic depiction of what's in the box, and on the side, you've got Carolina Herrera, New York, and on the other side, the same, Carolina Herrera, New York. So kind of a cool box, and it does open up just like a standard fragrance box from the top. I'll show you, and it's got a little cutout in the very corner that you pull down, and so it's very easily accessible. I like how they've got it set up here to where you just pull out the Aftershave Balm. So you've got Aftershave Balm, got the ingredients listing. On the back, CH Prive, Carolina Herrera. Now this doesn't have the flip lid, it is a twist off, so okay. Oh man, that smells really, really good. It's kind of like a dumbed down version of Prive, which is good. You don't want that super strong, as strong as the juice is. You don't want it on your face, right? So it's kind of a softer or more subtle version of that in the shaving balm. Prive has a really nice presentation about it. If you've never seen it, you've got the CH on the very top of the lid. You've got a black, you've got gold, and then you've got the clear glass and a kind of a light tinge of a yellowish tinge to the juice, the fragrance itself. So if you can see that. Now the lid itself pops off. It's kind of a really nice flacon. It's got kind of a hinged lid, which is really cool. So it's very well designed, very well made. Pops right off there. Pop it right back on. And there you go. Let's talk a little bit. If you've never worn this before, I'll introduce you to it. By now, it's been out for 5 years, so you're probably familiar with it if you don't already own it. But if you don't own it, this is a very, the best way to describe this is it's been described as a bad boy fragrance, which, okay, I'll give you that, right? And that may be why Carolina Herrera came out with recently, not super recently, but recently with a fragrance called Bad Boy, and we'll discuss that here in just a moment. Right now, we're going to focus on Prive. Prive has grapefruit, lavender, sage, cardamom, whiskey, leather, just to name a few notes in it. With that, you kind of get an idea that we're talking about a very spicy, a very aromatic, very kind of semi-sweet fragrance. It's very, very well balanced with the spicy and the sweet. So it's a very leathery, boozy, perfect for fall and cooler weather. So it is a fall, autumn fragrance, kind of best suited for fall and autumn. But really the way that this fragrance is balanced and set up is it's got the versatility to be used year round. In fact, this has become many men's signature fragrance. And with a signature fragrance, as you well know, it is something that has a little bit more open to interpretation versatility, where you can wear it year round. But to me, because it is a little leathery, a little bit boozy, it is and sweet. Not sweet in terms of gourmand, okay, because it's not heavy-handed sweet, but it's a really well-balanced sweet between spicy and sweet. It's best suited for a little bit cooler weather. But I can see wearing it in spring, I can see wearing it in summer. In terms of usage, because of the fragrance balance, because it is so well-balanced, this is a great daytime, nighttime, equal parts daytime, nighttime, casual wear fragrance. Because it is a little bit of a bad boy fragrance in terms of leathery and boozy and sweet. It can also be used appropriately as a date night fragrance. Women love how this smells on men. It is very attractive and a very alluring, and as such, appropriate to wear. Carolina Herrera has created a very, very stable. That's what I would call this. Again, I feel like it belongs. This is one of those few fragrances that belongs in everyone's rotation. I believe it's 26 on Parfumo.net, 26 out of 30. So the first 30 fragrances that they've listed as being super popular for men, this is number comes in at 26. So it should belong in every man's collection, at least in my assessment of the fragrance. And the quality of the fragrance is such that it's modern enough to still be viable 10 years from now. So the note blend in this is a cornucopia of what we like, what we being men like to have in all of our fragrances. So it kind of has the best of all the world, not every note, but a lot of them in it. In terms of projection and longevity, this is going to be average to just above average in projection and longevity. So it's going to be really, really good. It's going to project better off your skin in cooler weather to medium heat weather. And in high heat weather, this is where it starts kind of dying down a little bit. I wouldn't necessarily wear this in high heat. Again, best in autumn and a little bit cooler weather, and then in spring. So those are the seasons that you're going to get that are best suited for this fragrance. You're going to get the best use out of it. But again, as a stable staple, you can wear it year round and even make it your signature fragrance if you wish. Wholeheartedly agree with doing that. It has been in my rotation for a long time. It's been a staple of mine for a long time as well. Now, what about this bad boy that we're talking about? Not super long ago, I was sent this sample to use, and it is, show you there, it's Bad Boy by Carolina Herrera. And as you can see on the inside, the flagon or the bottle itself is a lightning bolt. Which I laugh because I think it's kind of a misnomer. I think this entire fragrance is misnamed. As you can see, I've used definitely more than half of that. Let me tell you my experience with this. When I first got this, I smelled it. I thought, okay, all right, I like that. I can kind of get the spice right out of the sample bottle. And I sprayed 10 sprays of this on. So everything that you're seeing that's missing in this sample, that was done in one setting, because I really wanted to give this an opportunity and give it a try, because I was kind of excited about it. Prive's been called a bad boy fragrance. They finally came out with something called Bad Boy. Let's see, is this gonna beat out? Is this the new Prive? It's gonna beat it. So I sprayed 10 sprays of it on my neck, my arms, and I went about my daily routine. I sprayed it on right around 10 o'clock in the morning. By 11 a.m., and that's 1 hour, right? There was zero projection. Now this was corroborated by the people around me. It wasn't just me and my nose. I wasn't going anosmic to it. It literally was just like, there wasn't much of a sillage trail at all. And by around 5 p.m., just right at 5, it was a complete and total skin scent. And again, that was corroborated by the people around me. Not great longevity, not great projection out of this. Now this is we won't go into all the notes in this, but it does contain white pepper, it contains black pepper. Originally what my nose was reading as tarragon, a spice, was actually sage. So this has, gosh, it's got cacao, it's got amber, white and black pepper in it. Probably cardamom, definitely bergamot to have a little bit of a bright opening, but it's just super peppery. So when you smell it, it's super peppery, and with that pepper and that balance of sweetness, it definitely has a little bit of the Prive DNA in there, because it is well balanced, but it doesn't last. So that super pepper that you're getting, you're thinking, okay, this is gonna lift off my skin, and initially it does. It's kind of a bright, really spicy opening, and then you get a little bit of that sweetness with the tonka in here. And you're like, okay, cool, this is, I kind of like this. And it is just it's a pleasant smell. So I can't say that this doesn't smell good. It's very pleasant, really dumbed down. It's just, it doesn't last at all. The performance in this, I mean, you would think when you open up the sample, you see that lightning bolt there, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a performer. It's gonna be a beast of performance. Don't let that fool you. It's really not a beast of performance at all. That just fell on the floor, and I don't really even care. It was a letdown. So I would just say, if you smelled a sample of Bad Boy and you do like it, you're gonna get the same thing out of Prive, only you're gonna get the longevity and the projection that it really deserves. This is still one of the best spicy, boozy, kind of oriental, spicy, aromatic fragrances that gives that kind of leather and whiskey Bad Boy vibe. Still carries that. This is one of the best out there, even considering that they've released something called Bad Boy. Emphasis on the bad. So stick with Prive. Bad Boy versus Prive. Prive is gonna win out every single time without hesitation, without question. And so I highly recommend spending just under $2 more to get this awesome shaving gel. And when I say awesome, I've used it. It's really, really good. I enjoy it. I'm glad to have another actual 100 ml bottle. The first one that I had was much smaller portion of this. So it's a great accoutrement to the actual fragrance itself. So just for under $2 more. So it's definitely worth the spend. FragranceX right now has the best deal on it, at least that I could find. If you find a better one, please let me know in the comments below and let everybody know. Would really appreciate you sharing that information. So again, from me to you, I just wanted to share that with you today. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really appreciate your time. As always, I appreciate your support on my channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to be notified of new content when it drops. Go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate it. And just share with others, your friends and family. Hey, I found out this cool channel. Hopefully, if you like me enough to share, you don't have to, but if you want to, it's always appreciated. Again, thank you so much for your time. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you next time.